some trees in a ditch off Powers Avenue. The following day, she was publicly identified as 17-year-old Makia Coney. This episode of Murderous Minors is brought to you by Away. Whoever said it's all about the journey has never traveled during the holidays. It's the most stressful, craziest time to hit the road. But Away's products are designed to work and fit together, making travel smoother for the holidays and beyond. The last time I traveled for Christmas, my kids were much younger, so space was at a premium. I mean, who wants to lug duffel bags and backpacks along when you've already got kids to keep your eyes on? Dragging around a poorly engineered suitcase didn't make the experience any easier, but not suffering through luggage woes certainly would have. Now, instead of mismatched bags, my travel is branded with my Away larger carry-on in War Baby approved green, because everyone has a unique travel style. This is why Away offers a range of suitcases made of different materials like polycarbonate, aluminum, and durable nylon, a variety of colors, and 2 carry-on sizes. For whoever you are and whatever you need to pack, gifts, comfy clothes, holiday treats, Away has luggage that works for how you travel. All of Away's suitcases are thoughtfully designed to last a lifetime and come with an interior organization system that includes a built-in compression pad to help you pack more in. The TSA-approved combination lock keeps your belongings safe, and if any part of your suitcase breaks, Away's standout customer service team will arrange to have it fixed or replaced. Visit awaytravel.com/warbaby to learn more. And if you're in the US, EU, UK, Canada, or Australia, order by 11:59 on 12/15 for free ground shipping with guaranteed free delivery by December 20th. For additional last-minute holiday shipping details, check out their website, awaytravel.com/warbaby. Order by 11:59 on December 15th for free ground shipping and guaranteed free delivery by December 20th. Visit awaytravel.com/warbaby for details, because it's not too late to give the gift of Away. At 6:46 p.m., Connor Pridgen posted a status to his Facebook page that said if anyone had seen Makia in the few hours since school had let out, to contact him, and he left his home phone number. The following day, Thursday, February 11th, Connor posted a second status update at 2:10 p.m. about Makia's disappearance, saying, quote, "Praying for Makia and her family. If any new information is uncovered on who she was with, or where she was going, please send me a message so that I can get that info into the right people's hands, and justice is given to her and her family." His audacity knew no bounds. Tire tracks led to Charles's Dodge Ram, and security camera footage pointed at Connor too. Half-smoked cigars were found at the scene. 48 hours after Makia's murder, on the evening of Friday, February 12th, Charles and Connor turn up at the police station. When interrogated, each made up story after story saying they didn't know what happened to Makia, that they didn't know where she was, and other non-incriminating statements. Eventually, though, it was, the shooting was accidental. Each boy blamed the other, with Connor even saying that he never held the gun and that Charles had shot Makia twice alone. When asked about motive, Charles said that he, quote, "wasn't mad or anything. I felt like Connor challenged me. I had to prove myself, and I walked back over there to the front of my truck. Connor called me over there and he asked if I wanted to take the first or second shot. I told him I'd take the first shot. So I walked over there and still smoking, and I walked closer to her, pulled out my gun, and shot her." When asked if Makia meant anything to him, Charles said, quote, "Yeah, she was a very good friend of mine." Makia's sister said that Connor Pridgen was one of her sister's best friends. But when asked by the police if the two had ever been friends, he told them, quote, "No, never. 144 Magnum was at the Pridgen's home, while Charles led police to the other off the side of the road in St. Johns County." The pair never fess up to any real reason for Makia's death, only alluding that they had wanted to see what it felt like to kill. Both boys were arrested and charged with first-degree murder, making them eligible for life in prison but not the death penalty due to having committed their offenses as juveniles. The next day, Saturday, February 13th, reports of the arrest make the morning news. When the father of Charles and Connor's classmate Daniel saw who had been arrested, he instinctively checked the lockboxes he hadn't thought about in a year. Imagine his dismay to see the broken locks and missing guns and bullets. That same morning, Connor is jumped by 8 other juveniles in jail for killing a girl. The report stated that Connor suffered bruises and abrasions. In July 2010, the pair took deals from the prosecution, pleading guilty to second-degree murder. The state said that, since juveniles were ineligible for the death penalty even when charged as adults, dropping down to second-degree murder still saw them eligible for sentences of 40 years to life without putting the families through a painful jury trial. When the sentencing phase began on October 1st, 2010, the prosecutor said that the murder was evil and obviously premeditated and that, quote, "This was a senseless killing, an act that frankly is without reason. Frankly, it's inexplicable. There was no reasoning behind it. These 2 individuals were not indigent. They were not fighting to get money for food or for shelter. They came from good, loving homes and had, quite frankly, things available to them that many in our community don't have available to them." According to Jason Law of News4Jax, who blogged a detailed account of the hearing, the prosecution requested the defense present first since there were 2 defendants. When the state questioned the defense expert about whether Connor was a psychopath, forensic psychiatrist Dr. Jeffrey Fleischer said that, quote, "His behavior is strongly influenced by poor judgment, and this is seen as an association with his immaturity. His inability to think, to reason through, is consistent with his age of 16. Dr. Fleischer said that Connor showed a history of poor planning and poor judgment, and that he showed tendencies toward psychopathy and antisocial personality disorder. Connor's mother read a statement that included the following, quote, "This is the hardest thing I have ever had to do. There simply are no words adequate to express to the Coney family our deep despair, our pain, and our horror for the death of your beautiful daughter. I would lay down my life to bring her back to you. I will mourn for you and the death of Makia for the rest of my days. We are shattered that our son has become a part of this horrible crime. It remains inconceivable to me even now. While our marriage was crumbling and our family was falling apart, we did not see that Connor was in terrible conflict. As a child, Connor was always loving, considerate, and eager to please. I will forever be haunted that I missed the signs that Connor was in danger, and I did not somehow protect him from this. I know in my heart that he did not conceive this plan. He is not a hardened criminal incapable of redemption." Connor himself then took the stand, unemotionally reading a prepared statement. He apologized, saying, quote, "I could never expect forgiveness from you for what I've done." He said that once they had stolen the guns and gotten Makia to the place of her murder, Charles shot him a sideways glance to indicate he was about to shoot. When Charles took the stand, he said in part, quote, "I know what I am and it's not a killer. I have a hard time showing emotion at first. I do truly feel something inside. The media, they just see the face. They don't look inside a person. They just want a good story. If you ever do release me, there is no way I will make the same mistake or come close. I apologize to the family and for the loss of their loved one." When the prosecutor asked Charles to look at photos of Makia's body, he became angry and refused, saying, quote, "I don't want to look at them. I've seen them already. I don't want to look at them." Neither showed emotion as they pleaded guilty and admitted that they had shot Makia Coney with planning and with no provocation. When handing down their sentences, the judge said, "You shot her in the cheek. Then, Mr. Pridgen, you finished her off and ensured that the family could not have a funeral with a viewing. I certainly find it difficult to believe you couldn't see the mutilation you caused. There's no justification for this crime. I considered your culpability. You guys have gone to blaming each other. I've looked for difference, for the leader, for the follower. I couldn't find it. You both conceived this evil plan, and then you carried it out together. There is no difference. Each boy was sentenced to life without parole on October 2, 2010. By 2017, their resentencings were in place in response to Miller v. Alabama, which struck down juvenile life without parole. Neither boy chose to offer any new evidence to try and sway the judge's decision in their favor. Charles Southern had written the court in July saying, quote, "Honestly, I truthfully am interested in resolving my case instead of actually having the sentencing hearing. Reasoning is because it takes time to heal. If I carry through with this hearing, that means the victim's family, as well as mine, would have to endure, once again, painful flashbacks of what happened in 2010. I do not wish for nobody to have to relive that." He requested an amended sentence of around 25 to 30 years, saying, quote, "It would still give me time to build myself even more and to further my education. That would be a true second chance in reality." Both Charles, then 25, and Connor, then 24, had their life sentences reinstated. Any appeals filed have been denied. Charles even attempted to represent himself for his second appeal in December 2018. Per Florida law, a life sentence for a juvenile offender requires a review hearing after 25 years have been served. At that time, the boys will likely present updated information and evidence and attempt to get released around 2035. In April 2011, Makia Coney's family filed a wrongful death civil suit against University Christian School and University Baptist Church. The organizations responded by saying that, quote, "Coney conducted herself in a negligent and careless manner, and as a direct and proximate result, caused or contributed to her death. Coney knew or should have known of the risks, potential hazards, and dangers associated with leaving the school premises with Southern and Pridgen in violation of school policy." The Charles Southern interview was conducted by Paige Kelton for Action News Jax, and links are in the show notes. As always, thanks for joining me to examine the tragic end to young Makia Coney's life. Come back next week as we continue our month-long exploration of campus-based crime just in time for Christmas break. Until next time, lovelies, don't be scared.